How's it going, guys? Luke here again from Mr. Crypto UK. For the second video, I'm going to go over CoinMarketCap. I'm going to explain a little bit about it, show you around, get you familiar, and then hopefully you'll be able to go on yourself and take a look and see what's going on and see what the market contains after my previous video about how it started. So, once you've sort of set up your Coinbase account and maybe got a couple of coins and they're sitting there and you're watching it and you know you've been there a couple of weeks, you've been there a week and you're looking and you sort of get a feel and an understanding for it. Maybe you want to look into the market a little more, see what there is, maybe read some further in-depth information about something, and just grow your knowledge. So a great place to start is CoinMarketCap.com, which is this website here. It's all to do with everything crypto. So great things at the top. It just shows you how many cryptocurrencies there currently are that are recorded on the website. Different markets or exchanges, the total market cap for the whole market as a total, 24-hour volume that's been traded in dollars, and how much Bitcoin dominance has. So how much of the market is actually in Bitcoin itself. So obviously before we talked about Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin and Ethereum on the Coinbase application or desktop program. But as you can see here, the top 100 cryptocurrencies are actually listed here. So you can see obviously Bitcoin at the top, the 140 billion and a bit market cap. Now the way that that's calculated, if you wonder where that comes from, it's literally just the price here, 8,260.61, times by the circulating supply, the number of bitcoins in circulation, which creates the total value or market cap. It has a little seven-day graph showing roughly what's going on, and normally, as you can see, most of the coins will follow the same trend as Bitcoin. So Bitcoin will sort of normally control the market. There is times when the other coins will do the opposite to Bitcoin, but most of the time you'd see whatever Bitcoin here is doing, you'll see a very similar trend line on the others below. So there is a couple that aren't quite the same, but give or take, most of them will follow the same as Bitcoin. So just having a look down here, you can see Bitcoin and Ethereum are the two sort of main dogs at the top, leading the way. And then you've got companies or coins like Ripple and tokens like EOS, Litecoin, Cardano, Stellar, and so on, all the way down. Now, for me, I would say for anyone that's a beginner, I'd focus on the top 10 coins to top 50 coins. There are so many coins out there. There are lots of scam coins as well. Coins that people are just creating to get your money, and nothing's actually going to happen. It will disappear and you will lose everything. It's happened before. There are many out there. Everyone knows about it in the space, but as a beginner you need to know straight away. Don't go looking for the coin that's jumping 100% daily, because it's most probably something underlying causing that rather than it being a great coin. So let me just explain that a little more. So down here you can see that the total market cap here is obviously in billions. So that's, you know, for me, anything over $1 billion, I'd feel really safe to say it's got to be something in it to make it sort of legitimate. Obviously, many more are, but you can see here, like, that means there's a good chunk of money being invested by many individuals. And if you really want to see sort of how popular the coin is or how much it's being traded in monetary value, you can look here. The 24-hour value is nearly 5 billion being traded in Bitcoin. It may be between fiat currencies such as US dollar and pounds and euros, or between, say, Bitcoin and Ethereum. But yeah, that's the total volume, showing you that a lot is going through, which is a good sign, a healthy sign that the coin is not just being sort of manipulated in its price. So another great thing to do is, if you want to sort of get, maybe you're interested to see, what is this? What is Tron? You know, what is Neo? What is Litecoin? What is EOS? You can actually go and click into the actual token, for example, for EOS or coin. It will just show you a little bit about it, market cap, total supply, max supply, and it will show you the graph, similar to what Coinbase has. and it will have stuff like the social. A lot of these coins and tokens are quite active on social media, updating you on their projects, telling you what they're actually doing, because a lot of people don't know what they're doing. They just jump on the bandwagon, see it's up 30% and think, yep, great, but they don't actually know what the project does. So it's really important to actually read up on what they're doing, because you might think, oh, everything's like Bitcoin if you're brand new to the space. Everything's like Bitcoin, but it's not. Each of them do separate things completely, and it's good just to spend a little bit of time maybe just researching their website, which you can even find here, just here, and go through and just read what they're doing. Have a little bit of, just to spend a little bit of time researching and to figure out what ones you're really interested in, because usually the ones you're interested in, you're not going to buy and sell erratically when the price goes up and down, or it starts fluctuating. You start panicking maybe and think, oh God, I've got to sell because it's gone down 30%. Because if you know it's a great project because you believe in it, because it's something that you would naturally believe in life, and therefore this token or coin and what they're doing, you feel its true value over a long period and over the long term, which is usually, anything over between a year is what you should be looking at in terms of holding something, if that is what you want to do. So we're just going to go back to the main screen here. So just to show you a little example, you can click this change 24 hours. So you can see most of it's down, between 2 and 5%. Anything between 2 and 5% is almost nothing. It's so small in its fluctuations that that's sort of like a standard amount. So if it goes up 5%, down 5%, I would just ignore it and count it as a sideways movement through the day. Because not every day, sometimes you'll see 15, 20%, and that's obviously where something starts to happen. But sort of in the single digits or below 5, 6%, I would just say that's just fine. Don't worry about that. Don't think, oh God, it's down 6%, I need to do something, because you don't. I mean, you can, it's up to you, but usually you'll see many up and down between 5 and 6%, and then within 6 hours it's 3% up, and anything either side of that is sort of standard. So just an example, you can click change 24 hours, and you can see here this coin is up 10%, and if you do the opposite, you'll see the biggest one's going down. Down 15%. Now you may find that this percentage now and then will be something erratic, like 1,000% or 100% or 200%, in a percentage increase which is so high that a lot of people will think, oh my God, that's amazing, let's get in, let's put in 10, 20 pounds, $20, and see if we can actually like double our money really quickly in like 2 hours or 3 hours or a day, and then to take it out. But I would say usually anything that's going up this much is being manipulated, because the problem with the market at the moment is there's very small amount of like regulations and laws. So what you can do in the market that is illegal in the real world, for say stocks and shares and all that sort of thing, and insider information, is not illegal within the crypto space. So bear in mind that it's slightly different on what people do, and you may think, oh my God, I can't believe people are doing that, but it is a thing. So you have to be very, very cautious, and that's why I say stick to the top 10 to top 50 at the moment, because that is your safest bet. And at the moment, I can't show you an example where there's like 1,000% up, but if you check back here every so often, you will actually see some of them are very, very erratic. And a way you can, a quick way you can see what's going on, or maybe you can just get a tell, is the volume here. So, if this volume is at like $1,000, that means it's no one's really doing anything with it. The volume is so low that one person can basically change the algorithm to detect 1,000% increase, because the volume being traded is so little that it becomes worth a lot. So the 24-hour change increases as the volume decreases, and that's what can have a huge effect on this. So you've got to be really careful sometimes when you're doing this. So let's say you're interested in maybe moving away from Coinbase at some point, but you don't know what you want to do, where you want to go. Maybe you want to see what things do, what coins are doing. So we'll go back to the top 10. Yep, back here. Say, okay, you're just looking down. Maybe you think, oh, I don't know which one to look at. I can't be bothered to look through all of them. Maybe I think, oh, that's a cool name. Tron, Neo, Dash, Monero, whatever. Whichever one you like. Let's just go down and have a look here. Let's just pick Tron. Why not? So we pick Tron. Let's let the data load up. This is its all-time graph, so you can see everything that's happened. And like I showed you on the previous video, this was the boom and bust days when it went crazy. So it's now back up here. It's at 0.8 of a penny, so 8 cents, 8 and a bit cents against the dollar or US dollars. Obviously up here it was 21 cents. So it's, yeah. And you'll find that across nearly all the cryptocurrencies, apart from a handful that maybe came out after this period here, because some have came out since, and therefore you won't actually see that on their graphs. And so you want to see, okay, you know, let's have a look at Tron. I want to know what they do because I want to actually be investing in something I want to invest in, not something that I'm just investing in. So you can go ahead and click a website. Let the website load up, and you'll be actually able to find out what it's doing. Tron, the decentralize the web. Countdown to the mainnet. You don't know what that is, so you know you're like, what is this? Okay, it's 8 days until something. At least it's doing something. Well, you can read through technicals. Now there is a lot of information on here. I don't expect you to understand it all. You know, it's something you've got to gradually just read over. But you know, you can look at their resources. If you go through enough, you'll be able to read exactly what they are trying to achieve. So many of them are doing different things. Bitcoin itself is more seen as like the gold of the cryptocurrency world. It doesn't actually do anything as such. It's not creating something. But a lot of the others are. So you can actually just go in, read about it. Maybe you're not interested in Tron and then you want to go back. Not a problem, but you know, spend a bit of time. It's not going to be overnight. You need to take your time and look over, you know, the ones that you want to look at. Like for example, Ripple. This is an easy example. Now Ripple are partnering with banks and institutions to try to make transactions cheaper and faster. Where example now it would take days, business days, to send money across the world. Ripple are trying to bridge that and make it cheaper and faster. And so, for example, you may have even heard of Ripple. I'd say out of all of them, Bitcoin and Ripple you may have heard of more than any of the others because they're actually in the news. And you can read over here what they're actually trying to do about, you know, and it's actually, you know, you'll find interesting ones that you actually enjoy reading about, and you'll find some maybe that you don't. You can see, you know, who the people are, what they've been doing recently, any news. You could even go onto Google and just search Ripple and look at news articles, and you'll definitely find a lot that you will already sort of know about but maybe not realize it was them, and go through and you'll actually notice that there are some maybe that you've got a little short list that you would like to invest in. And also, of course, you check the prices here to make sure that it's not, you know, it's not yesterday was down here and the price is now shot up 10 times or something, because you need to be careful with them, because usually a correction would obviously happen. But, you know, if everything looks good and checks out, I'll build up a bit of a short list of what maybe you would like to invest in. And obviously, you can't do that on Coinbase. So my next video will be how to get started on Binance. And Binance, for example, if you go to markets, you'll be able to see all the different exchanges that you can trade Ripple on. Now there are tons, as you can see, but you will see one here is Binance. Now, if you click on Binance, you'll actually be able to see all of the different tokens and coins that you can trade on their platform. And obviously, if you go down, there are lots of words that you've never seen, but these are all different cryptocurrencies. And it keeps going down, 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 and they're adding to it all the time. It's a very new website, but it's seen as one of the sort of like the leaders in the market at the moment for buying, selling, and trading and exchanging any cryptocurrencies you want. It's got a great mobile app and internet browser portal, and I will be going over how to set up your first account in Binance and going over that website in my next video. But until then, just get on here, have a look around, get a feel for what the market actually is, rather than what is, I only know what Bitcoin is, and start there. It's not going to be overnight, but this way it opens the door to the future. If you can just like, subscribe, and comment whatever you like, I will get back to you. Thanks. Enjoy.